On Times Now this evening, I'm joined by Lieutenant General K.T. Parnaik, GOC&C Northern Command. And this morning, first of all, I'd like to wish you and all your forces on Army Day. General, from all our viewers and
thank you very much, Anna.
From all of us here at Times Now. General, we'll come straight to the point. You had a news conference today where you said that during this brigadier level flag meeting, Pakistan was, in your words, as adamant and as arrogant as they are. Can you, General Parnaik, elaborate on why you felt they were being adamant and arrogant at the flag meeting?
Arnab, the first and foremost, we had wanted a flag meeting the next day after this incident had taken place, and the DGMOs had a word within themselves. It took us almost 3 days to get a response from our counterparts there. They fixed the date yesterday at 1 o'clock. When we went for the meeting at the brigadier level,
right,
we put across to Pakistan representative who had come there all the issues which included the flagrant violation of ceasefire continuously by Pakistan, as well as the dastardly act which was committed in Menda sector by their troops. They had come across and they had decapacitated and mutilated 2 of our soldiers who were killed in that operation. We even asked them to return the head of one of the soldiers. We also informed them that the notion that Indian troops had gone across the line of control on 6th of January in the UD sector was misplaced, and we also informed them that of late they had been planting mines between our forward posts while engaging them with fire surreptitiously. We also made known to them that despite agreeing to meet the previous night, that is on 13th, they fired on our post in the Krishna Ghati sector from areas across the Punch River, and these are posts which are located in inhabited areas. Now, all these issues which were put forth as a part of our agenda, the Pakistani representative had come with a written script, and he, from beginning to end, he disowned any responsibility, and he did not agree to even one of the issues that we had put across to him. His response was that it is you people who are violating the ceasefire, and we are only responding or retaliating. When he was shown the photographs of the mines which were planted, he saw them but returned them immediately to say, you keep it, I don't have anything to do with this. So I feel their body language was a little rigid, and they were not ready to accept anything, and they continued to be in a denial mode.
General Parnaik, you are actually saying that you presented evidence of these mines being laid by the Pakistani forces, and they returned the evidence to you at the flag meeting. You're also saying that the brigadier from the Pakistani side came with a prepared script almost. Who could have given him that prepared script?
Well, I think the establishment must have given it. I cannot speculate on that. But these 2 or 3 days that they took to agree for the meeting would have been adequate for somebody to give him the line of action that he presented at the time of meeting.
So he came with a closed mind. The brigadier was not Even if you had not said anything, he would have said the same thing and gone back.
Well, I suppose so, but under these circumstances, when there are very serious allegations being leveled against them, and they have refuted these allegations over a period of time, we sort of expected this kind of a response from them.
General Parnaik, we are now hearing from Pakistan, the same old bogey that we want a third party, let there be a third party investigation. They want to try their best to take this to the United Nations. I want your response on that, please, before I move to my next question.
Arnab, we have been watching both in Krishna Ghati and in Udi areas that Pakistan would normally carry out a ceasefire violation, ceasefire within 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and we could see the UN vehicles coming to their bases with an intention to show them what we were doing. Obviously, it was with an intention to provoke us so that we would fire on their pickets and the UN would precisely come and see that. So we have seen through this game plan of theirs, and we have been also cautious enough to respond in our own manner and own time. Therefore, firstly, the UN MOGIP, that's the UNMOGIP detachment which is there with Pakistan, we do not give any credence to the United Nations presence here investigating any activity on the line of control, because it has been established it is a bilateral matter. And if you recall, I also heard so in the media that the United Nations had refused to mediate when they were approached. Yet Pakistan, and also the representative who came, he did mention that we will like to have investigation by the United Nations, and our country is taking up a case to do so. But I do not see any practical reason in them trying to do that and us agreeing to it.
Sure, but we cannot stop Pakistan from having its own delusions and trying to do so, General. My next question to you, General Parnaik, is
surely
that, I am told, and I think you shared some of this at the news conference. I'd like you to share that with all our viewers on Times Now today, that when you told the Pakistanis that, look here, you are carrying out, you are violating the ceasefire on the night before the flag meeting, if I'm not mistaken, on the night of 13th January, and you spoke to them on the hotline, and you told them that we are recording all your violations. Is it true, General Parnaik, that when you told the Pakistanis on the hotline that we are recording your violations, they stopped? My question to you is, are you gathering the evidence to expose Pakistan if required by recording their violations? And B, can you tell us exactly what happened on the night before the flag meeting?
Yes, Arnab, this was on 13th night, and the Pakistani troops opened fire on the Nangi Tekdi positions sometimes around 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
That's right.
And we realized that the fire this time was coming from across the Punch River, and they are known to have positions there called Mirza 1, Mirza 2.
That's right.
Now, they had fired some mortars and they had fired some small arms ammunition. When the troops realized that they were firing from an area which is habited, they exercised restraint. But since the firing continued, we requested our troops to get on the hotline and speak to their counterpart to suggest that this trick will not do because they are using the cover of their own civilians. And they know that if we retaliated, there could be a danger of collateral damage. Now, you know we have got all kinds of night vision devices,
Yes.
and some of them have the capability to see and record what is happening. It may not be so very specific and clear, but it can record. So it was conveyed to them that on one hand you have agreed to meet us tomorrow, and on the other hand you are violating the LC and firing at us from a habited area. If you don't stop, we are recording it for whatever it was worth. Within 5-7 minutes the fire did stop.
What does that reveal, General Parnaik, of the way the Pakistanis are thinking and responding?
Arnab, I feel that at the lower level, there seems to be a sense of arrogance that they want to target our troops anywhere and everywhere. While the decision to have a meeting and their agreeing took a little time, I am not sure whether at the lower level they had orders to continue to violate the ceasefire. But having told them, they must have realized that it may go against their evidence collecting that they are trying to do, and they may have stopped. But this is just a speculation. I really cannot say for sure why they did it.
I understand that. General Parnaik, there is an attempt to say this is localized action, and therefore this should not be blown out of proportion. Whereas on the other side, we have heard that even the chief yesterday has said, I expect my commanders to be aggressive in their response. May I ask you whether there is a history of such violations which proves that this is not just an aberration, what has taken place in the Mendar sector?
Yes, Arnab, we have been on these pickets face to face for many years now, and we understand the body language of our adversaries from across. When there is unprovoked firing, surely it must be a part of some design. What I can see is it must be to provoke us. It is also a level of frustration that comes out at times because their infiltration has not largely succeeded. And the fact that the situation in J&K has remained largely peaceful in the last 2 years. That is one reason why these kind of activities do take place.